EA Sports. It's in the game.
I want to introduce y'all to this very simple concept. That if you want it, you gotta go get it.
Do not be denied today. Every time you put these on, it's a privilege. It's a privilege, not a right to wear these colors.
Let's dominate today. One more time for everybody that loves us.
The only thing matters is a win. That's it. However, whatever it takes. Let's go, man.
Ball is out. Makes a move. Still going 15-10. Oh, my goodness.
It's time to attack. We the smartest, fastest, and most physical. Every damn week, you get everything I got today. Every time. Give me everything you got. No regrets today, baby. Let's go, man. Win on three. 1, 2, 3, win.
Gets me. That's incredible. Down the sideline. Inside the 15. Inside the 10.
Yo. Welcome. Episode 8, MNFL Podcast. Week 17. What's happening? Good to be back on. Good to holler at y'all brothers in the MNFL family. Couple things to talk about, really. You know what I'm saying? We back in this podcast. Shout out to Proto. You know what I'm saying? My man been waiting for the podcast. We all kind of been waiting for the podcast, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Just got things going on. It's all good, though. But we back, baby. We back. Speaking of being back, you know what I'm saying? Got people out here trying to do their thing. I see. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gearing up for the playoffs or for the couch if you not making it. It's been a crazy up and down season for a lot of teams. It's been a crazy up and down season for the chat. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's dig right in. And before we dig in, I want y'all brothers to understand. I want you to follow MNFL, Sports One, YouTube. Make sure you're twitching your game so that the MNFL can host it. It increases the league exposure. Follow us on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. Word. But just want to go in and talk about the divisions. And actually, before we get into the division, let's talk a little bit about Buffalo Bills. You took a loss. You took a loss because in this league, we are required to play the computer. And actually for everybody, the only time an auto is given is if your opponent skips out on you the last minute before advance. We'll issue the force win, not the auto, the force win. Or your opponent is suspended. You have an option to get the force win, or you have an option to play the computer until you win. That would be the only time quitting would be acceptable, is in that situation. An auto is given if a person hasn't responded to your PM within 24 hours, or they're just not available to play, and they put themselves on auto. FYI, MNFL family, y'all better start downloading that companion app. Everyone. I'm not going to sit around and put people on auto having to log into a game if I got shit going on. Y'all need to do that. You understand? So the Madden companion app in the App Store, Google Store, whatever it is, download the shit. Damn it. Snap sprinting. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching. A lot of people are watching. Hike the ball. You cannot immediately run, so do not immediately run. You must wait, look, then take off. If nothing is open or you're being pressured. Again, nothing is open or you're being pressured. You understand? All right. House cleaning. Don't go to the chat with your bullshit. Group me. Don't go into group me trying to go on a little rant unless it's valid. If there's an issue, PM one of the commissioners and we can handle it outside of the chat. But if you go into the chat with your issues, you're basically setting yourself up to get blasted. All right? So keep it out of the chat. Keep it to the commissioners. Also, if you feel like there is a ruling that was handed down to your team and you feel it's unacceptable, you can easily PM one of the commissioners and we can send you to the MNFL courtroom. And that way you can plead your case. Rams had an opportunity to visit the courtroom. He was suspended for 4 games for changing a player's position every week so he could take advantage of the XP distribution because he wanted to train his offensive lineman and quarterback at the same time, or a receiver or something like that. So he would switch the position to that position to take advantage of the weekly training. That type of stuff will get you booted. You understand? Again, that type of shit will get you booted. Excuse my language. I'm not saying he did anything. He wasn't trying to be cheesy, but it is a huge violation. You're taking advantage of the XP and you're exploiting the game. That is a 4-game suspension. Okay? If that happens again, for his example, nope, not targeting the Rams, I'm just saying, let's say that happened again to the Rams. He is gone. That will never be something that we tolerate here in the MNFL. That's not the culture. That's not exactly what we're going for. So, moving on. You understand? But yeah, no, it's been a crazy season for a lot of teams. A lot of teams, you know, the Bills came in and destroyed the roster, then rebuilt the team in the image of himself, and he's been successful. So, good shit. But for the most part, the game, it seems either people are adjusting or the game seems to get back to, you know, a game that people enjoy playing in. It's not just been our league, it's been all across the Madden community. So people are actually enjoying a game again, so that's good. You know what I'm saying? Some people still stick to what they've been doing since the game started. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it's been easier to throw the ball. And defenses don't react as fast when, you know, or cover multiple people in one route. You know, if they're supposed to be in the zone, they're covering multiple people. Whatever. I stopped complaining about the shit because it is what it is. Either you don't play the game or you do play the game. Another thing, there ain't gonna be too many more podcasts or too many more times that we mention in the MNFL about respecting your opponent's time. If you're not trying to be here, be out. You understand? It's too often that people read messages in their group me, private message, and they don't even respond. We watching you. We already know who it is. You know what I'm saying? You're a day away from being booted. We just don't want that. You know what I'm saying? People get in, in the chat and cry about shit, but then get in PMs and be Mr. Nice Guys. Play the game the right way. Respect your opponent's time that they set aside to play this video game. But as usual, same old BS. But it's good to be back online, handling the podcast business. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Shit, Halloween. When's the last time we've been back on? We were episode 8. But we rolling though, either way. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, don't forget to subscribe to our channels, MNFL Sports 1, the MNFL on Twitter, and pay attention to this podcast. The league will pick back up. I know personally I just had shit going on that I wasn't able to keep the podcast or just lost track of time. But tight, get back on your job, get these previews coming and get this weekly power rankings and all that stuff. We got to be on top of that. And that's for everybody. MDC's been handling the weekly player of the weeks and all that stuff that he's posting on Twitter. Make sure you're paying attention to that, fellas, because he's using his valuable time to, make that happen for us. Keep the league interesting. Spin around the league a little bit. I'm looking at these records and these divisions and these playoff seedings. So, AFC East, we got the Buffalo Bills 12-3. Next time they can play the computer. Otherwise, you'd be 12-2. Or 13 and whatever the number is, 13-2. Going into your Week 17 game. And who do you play Week 17? Let's take a look. You play the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are in second place at 9-6. Alvy needs this win. So that should be a good game. Hope it's Twitch. Usually the Bills guy does Twitch. New England Patriots. Captain Auto, 8-8. New York Jets, 3-13. I see Fro just played a great game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's take a look at that game while we're at it. Let's see. Jaguars came in at 12-4. Shout out to MDC for turning his team around. But, it is what it is. Most people know sometimes you start slow, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, nigga. So, Matt Ryan came in at 11 for 17, 92 yards, no passing yards really for Matty Ice. 1 touchdown, 2 picks. DeMarco Murray ran for 114 on 19 carries, 1 touchdown. He was pretty much held in check until he broke out for 80 yards. That's his longest run. Nothing glaring in the passing stats. Allen Robinson caught 2 passes. Terrell Pryor caught 3. Travis Kelce caught 3. So I'm imagining we see some picks here. Jalen Ramsey has a pick. Maurice Alexander had a pick. Okay. All right. Let's look at the Jets. 9 for 15, 136 for Breeze, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Gordon ran for 21 yards on 14 attempts. He was held really in check. 16 yards was the long. Yeah, I mean, it was a defensive game. 14-13. Neither one of these brothers twitch. Would have been a good game to watch. Again, my dude Fro, don't sleep. The record may not reflect the competitiveness that he brings to the table when he's playing an opponent. You understand? Like, for real. Fro is in pretty much a lot of games that he plays. and he will. It ain't gonna surprise anyone. Like, it wouldn't surprise. It was surprised, but it wouldn't surprise if he had won this game, because that's just who Fro is. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fro can beat anyone and can lose to anyone. Pause if needed. You understand? So, and everybody who been around knows this. So, good shit. Good shit, good game. You understand? All right, let's move on. Let's take it to the North, AFC. Browns, 14-2. Baltimore, 6-9. Bengals, 4-12. Pittsburgh Steelers, 3-12. So, what's my thoughts, y'all? This nigga Phil was talking hella shit, at least to the Giants. I know a couple, maybe a month or so ago, and Phil backed me up on this. You said something about printing shirts or some other shit. And you was talking in reference, and you posted some nutty shit. Nigga, 3-12, and you got all that trade. You got all them trades from the Colts. What's going on, my dude? Let's just put that out there. What's going on? But nah, Phil, my nigga. But you know, I just had to throw that jab out there because you know Phil likes to talk a lot of shit. But Phil is the reigning RFL Super Bowl champion, so shout out to the RFL and shout out to Phil for bringing home the chip in our sister league. But in MNFL, nigga, the Browns looking real good as usual, 14-2. Cleveland, led by the Isaiah Crowell show. Only time this nigga will ever get any burn is in Madden, and he had turned him into a beast. And actually, let's take a look at this game because he just lost to the Cincinnati Bengals. Omar. Is Omar back? Is Omar back? I don't know. Let's take a look at the game. Let's see what Crowell did. 44 yards on 19 attempts. Long was 16. So this nigga held him in check. Go ahead. Gabriel Leonard, 13-26 for the Bengals. 13 for 26, 375, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. No running game from Omar. Omar ain't known for running. 9 for 23 yards. Wow, AJ Green went off. John Ross went off. John Ross, as you can tell him, is all go balls. 3 for 185, 3 touchdowns, 90 yards. They just came in there and handed the Browns their ass. Yikes. But you know what? Browns are notoriously good. One of the best teams in the league. Shout out to Jarrell, Super Bowl champion, current Super Bowl champion. So, but you know what? This is a statement right here. And it's different when you play the same people twice a year. They're going to learn you how you play. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, consistency is what matters. So the Browns have been one of the most consistent teams, dating back to last Madden, towards the end of the game up until now. You know, so good shit. Let's take a look. So the North is looked like it's won by the Cleveland Browns, and they're going to have one team representing that division in the postseason. So it is what it is. Let's move on to the AFC South. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars, 12-4. We got the Indianapolis Colts, 8-7. We got the Tennessee Titans, 5-10. We got the Houston Texans, 2-13. What stands out to me? 2 things. MDC turned his team around. He's 12-4. I can't remember what his last year record was. I'll look in a minute, but got to be up there for a turnaround team of the year, right? The Titans. Well, my dude, what's happening? 5-10. You know what? Will started the season 4-1. It just went south. welcome to the NFL. Welcome to football. That's what happens. HG, we know HG's time is off season. That's what HG gets in. But you know what? I got to see my boy. Me and HG played, and it was 6-9. So I don't understand why he's 2-13. It is what it is. Shoulder shrug. Oh well. Colts 8-7, respectable. But shout out to MDC. Let's take a look at MDC's last year record, because this is pretty good. So he's 12-4 now. He won that. He'll finish 12-4. He won that close game against Fro. Let's jump back to 17. Let's take a look. Okay, last year he was 6-10. So that's a hell of a turnaround. Good stuff from one of the commissioners. Okay, no doubt. So, not sure. Maybe the Colts sneak into the postseason. He's been known to run the table in the postseason in other leagues, so we'll see. AFC West, probably my favorite division right now. Just period. There's so much hype in that division. There's so much talk. It's just a good division. Chargers, 12-3. Gotta throw him in there for the turnaround team of the year too. He was 4-12 last year, I believe. But he's tops in the division. Followed up by the Oakland Raiders, who are 10-5. KC 6-10. Denver 3-12. So, looks like Cole and Proto are dominating that division. Coming in third by Tyke. And Tyke's pockets are $100 lighter after he made that crazy-ass bet with Proto that he would finish with a better record than the Chargers when he was already like 4 games back when he made that crazy-ass bet. But it is what it is. The man manned up. I don't know if he paid yet, but go ahead and get that PayPal moving, my boy. And that's crazy. Speaking of money, nigga, Damo, you listening? You owe me $20, nigga. Remember we was talking when I made that trade about Aaron Rodgers and the whole league was talking, oh, you gave Tunde a top 5 pick. I don't got a top 5 pick. And that's a good segue to my next point. Moving to the NFC East, Redskins, 15-1. Can anybody stop this monster? You understand? Cowboys, I see Cowboys won this season against them. 12-4. Good shit, Joe. Turnaround team of the year. One of them. Giants, 9-7. 7 wins in the last 8 games. Hopefully we found our stride and this momentum can carry us over the next season. But Damo, my $20, nigga. $20, nigga. No, I ain't tripping. But just remember that bet. Don't disrespect me. Philly, 3-12. Rel's been struggling. I don't know if it's because you're just saying, I don't know. But you know what? Don't sleep. They can come in and scuff you. You know what I'm saying? Not sure if he played yet. Nope, he plays HG. Houston. That should be a game. But NFC East, hopefully get back to MNFL royalty, dominance, and hopefully we can continue to be known as one of the best divisions. It was a rough first season. Well, not for D Nice. You understand? Shout out to D Nice. He's been balling. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Capitalizes off your mistake. Simple football. Good play calling. A lot of cover 3 zone. I'm just fucking with you. But so shout out to my man. Yo, good shit, fam. Green Bay, NFC North. This game this division is coming down to the last two, or excuse me. This division is coming down. The winner will be decided when Green Bay plays Detroit. That's their game this week. Bears 7-8, Minnesota 7-9, Packers and Lions 8-7. So, whoever wins, they're in. For the most part. They're crowned of the division, so yeah, they're in. So that should be interesting. Hopefully we can get a Twitch out of that. Post it in the chat so we can all take a look at that game. And that's dope. It ain't about watching plays or seeing. I mean, it is. If you're not seeing what your opponents that you play and they're twitching and seeing what their tendencies are, then you're a damn fool. But overall, it's about watching a good football game. You understand? This is why we're in the league. So hopefully we can get a Twitch out of the game. Tunde usually twitches. I know my man Carter can twitch. So it's up to whoever. Just get a Twitch on that game. Let's see who's taking it home to the NFC North division. NFC South. Probably the most balanced division in the MNFL. Atlanta Falcons lead the division at 9-6. New Orleans Saints coming in at 9-7. Carolina 8-7. Tampa Bay 7-8. So, a lot of talk in this division. You know what I'm saying? But they're a nice, solid division. You understand? All four teams. D-Bev is leading the division. Shout out to my boy. He does have a game against Shad. And now, if Shad wins this game, I'm not even going to attempt to try to figure this shit out. But you know what? This is a nice, balanced division. Parity at its finest. It's going to be interesting. D-Bev feels he already won the division. So, if that's the case, I think he was I don't remember where he finished last year, maybe 2 or 3. Or, I don't know if he won. I think Jokey won it. But either way, it's a good division. So stay tuned. Let's see who finishes strong in the NFC South. NFC West, quietly, Kevin, 10-5. Good shit, my boy. KT, 9-6. KT must have missed a couple games or something. You know what I'm saying? Usually he's better than that. But 9-6 is respectable. Still might make the postseason depending on his last game. Did he play it already? And he did not. Plays Damo. And my man Damo. Big homie. Skinny Husky. My nigga. 1-14. What? WTF? I'm expecting you to figure it out. I know the games that he's been in, all the games he played, he's won. It's been like some fluky, crazy shit happened. I know block punt, return for touchdown. It's crazy. You know what that means? You don't need a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you lose 15 close games, I mean within five points. If you lose 15, I'm not saying he did, but I'm just in general. If a team loses that many close games, what does that tell you? That you overhaul the whole team? No. You're a play away. You're a third down conversion away from winning. So records mean everything. Wins and losses mean everything. But you know what else means something? Competitiveness. So easily turn them games that were close to wins. What's your record? So I expect big things out of the Cardinals next season. You understand? But either way, it is what it is. You won one game, and I believe that one game was the computer. Simple. So get back on your horse. Represent the vets in the league, Damo, and make this shit happen. So, world stop today. AFC seeds would be the Browns, 14-2. Seed 1, Bills, 12-3. Seed 2, Chargers, 12-3. Seed 3. Jags, 12-4. Seed 4. And those would be your division winners in the AFC. Wild card will be Co 10-5, Alvy 9-6. NFC, we got 15-1. Redskins 10-5. Seahawks, we got 9-6. Atlanta 8-7. Green Bay 12-4. Dallas 9-6. San Fran. That would be your playoff. So it's looking good, fellas. We moving right along. Everybody's still, for the most part, still excited. So I'm excited about that. You understand? But podcasts are back. Try to get them done earlier in the week. So that way we can keep moving. But it's good to be back. I don't have a guest this week for you. So it's just your boy. So let's finish up this season. Let's get through the playoffs. Remember, there is no trading after your Week 17 game has been played or your opponent. Don't hit me with that. It was going through before we played. I don't want to hear none of that shit. You will be suspended if you're in the postseason. You will be suspended for your postseason game. Don't trade after you play. If you want to make a trade, don't play your game. So there's a few teams that cannot trade already. So, but just throwing that out there as a FYI. Suspensions suck, but they are something that will happen should people not follow the rules. Welcome back, episode 8, MNFL Podcast. Peace.